Today is video 1. I am going to teach as much as possible. Okay, that is my goal for 2025. I want to help by teaching. I'm going to give you all the goods for fucking free so that you can get there. Period. I want you to get there. I want you to learn as much as possible. I want you to be optimally healthy, Becky. I want you to be optimally healthy, Karen, so that you can then in turn help your husband, help your kids, whatever the case may be. It is the year to get healthy. I mean, I wish I had conversations with my family members sooner because your health matters most. Don't wait till your health is taking over your life. Like your relationships, your finances, your work, nothing's going to fucking matter anymore if your health takes, if your health takes a hit. So let's dive in. I personally have helped over 1,000 women crush their fitness goals. Now, it's more than just fitness and health, right? That means that if it worked for them, it will most likely work for you. So I am going to take this video to a place where even a 5-year-old could understand it. So bear with me. This will be worth your time. So whether you don't finish the whole video today, because it is going to be longer than most of my videos on here. If you don't finish the video today, definitely come back to it. It is a come back to it type of video. So number 1, your body has to be in a calorie deficit for you to be able to lose fat. You've heard that before. Your body needs to not have the extra at the end of the day to use as energy. The extra meaning if you're at a surplus, okay, and your body's burned a good amount of calories that day, and then you're laying and watching TV or you're laying in bed, your body still has like 300 calories that you input into your mouth that your body can use as energy, okay? That is not what we want. That is you in a surplus. That is not you in a deficit. You in a deficit means you don't have those 300 calories. Your body hit its max. Your body already burnt everything you put in. So your body has no choice but to use your fat as energy of where it needs it most. Now, how I would do this, okay, like simplistic terms, do 12 times your goal body weight, okay, whatever that may be, whatever that comes out to. If you're short, I would do 10 times. It just equates that way because, you lose less energy being down here. So, and I can laugh at that because I'm fun size. So 12 times your goal body weight most of the time for most humans, that's what will work. When you take that, then you're going to want around 40% of that to be your protein goal of those calories. It's calories, then macros make up your calories, micros make up your macros. Follow me here. So if you're someone who is used to finding the number, let's say you use macros.com or Fit for Life macro calculator. I don't even know if those are real things. I'm just throwing it out there and they're telling you different things. And you're finding the average, right? And then that doesn't seem right, blah, blah, blah. You're stuck in analysis paralysis, my friend. That's what you're stuck in. You're looking at all the directions, all the fun, fancy things, and this will kill you. It really is simple. It really is simple. And that's what I want to get across today. People don't want you to think it's simple, right? The market definitely doesn't. It's not your calories, it's your blood sugar. It's not your picks, it's the scale. It's not your nutrient intake, it's your hormones. I could go on, but before I do, know that some may need bioidentical hormone repair or BHR later on in life to help you feel normal as you live out those late years. That is definitely a possibility, especially if you're going into perimenopause, menopause, or postmenopausal. Postmenopausal, you've been through it, your body is here. So we need to bring you back up. So if you have any questions on that, or if you have any questions throughout this video, please drop it and I'll be sure to get to it. Again, I am here this year to take you all the way. Let's learn as much as possible. Let's not be victims. Let's take action and let's get there. So let's dive in. It's energy in and energy out. Okay, you've heard it. Your outputs have to outweigh your inputs. Not every damn day, but the majority of days over a long period of time. So think of it as like an input column and an output column, okay? The input column has to be smaller than your output column. I did that right? So your output column has to be larger than your input column. Most of us, my old self included, Try something for 10 days and we're like, oh, it's not working. On to the next. Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, fucking lose fat for dummies. I actually used to, side note, I used to place JavaScript developers like way back in the day, like my first job out of college, and had a JavaScript for dummies book. I digress. Simple. That is what it is. Okay. Consistency is what you're missing. Consistency is what you're missing. Remember that. Eat that. Consistency. Now, what does the output column, remember your larger column, what does the output column comprise of? One, your BMR, your basal metabolic rate. That's just like a fancy term of saying what your body burns at rest, right? This is going to be 70%. This would be what your body needs to run itself, okay? Breathing, circulating blood, digestion, etc. The energy needed to run your body, that's your BMR, basal metabolic rate, okay? 70% of where your fat loss or your energy comes from. Let's say that. Your NEAT is going to be 15%. NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, again, is just another fancy term, where everything you do outside of exercise. So everything outside of the gym. So think of those 23 hours if you're in the gym for an hour of a day. So like step count is huge here. Even like when John does this really fucking annoying leg tap and like it shakes the whole room, like my desk is like, that's even NEAT energy. So I make fun of his leg tap or I tell him to stop, and he's actually adding and increasing his NEAT energy, which at the end of the day is going to help his overall goals, because your NEAT and your BMR are the biggest bangs of the pie when it comes to your output column, which needs to be what? Larger than your input column. So the thermic effect of food is going to be your next one. That's 10%. Okay, that's the energy you burn. Wait for it. Eating and digesting food. I am not kidding. Literally, when you eat food, it is going to help towards your overall goal, as long as you're eating. Actually, it doesn't fucking matter what you eat. I don't care what people say. It doesn't fucking matter what you eat. As long as your macronutrients are in place, your body will change. So like if you stay in a caloric, I'm getting off topic here, but if you stay in a caloric deficit, doesn't matter what you eat. Okay, I have clients, I'm not going to throw them out there, but they go to Golden Corral, McDonald's, fucking Chick-fil-A all the time. I see that on their food logs, and they're losing weight. They're getting to their goal because one, they're just starting out, got to be honest, but two, it doesn't matter what it consists of, as long as your energy in and energy out, your input and output, input down here, output up here. If that's going on, you're going to lose weight. So thermic effect of food, definitely want nutrients, because that's going to help you, your macros, make up your macros, and that's going to help you internally, like help your hair grow, help your skin stay clear and shit like that. So you definitely want to care about what you're putting in your mouth, right? Diseases, cancers, etc. But that's really cool. So 10% thermic effect of food, and then exercise would be that other 5%. So when people think they need to lose weight, they think they need to be in a gym, where this is important. As you can see, it's not the most important. BMR 70%, NEAT 15%, thermic effect of food 10%, exercise is at 5%. We want to work smarter, not harder, get the most out of your work, so to speak. And I want you burning fat more hours of the day than not. I want you burning fat while you're listening to me talk. Thanks for being here, by the way. I'm super excited to give you all like a knowledge bomb here today. And then keep going with the rest of the videos. There's going to be 10 in total. This is one of the 10. So that you can take notes. You could take this with you and you could do it yourself. You could help your family, etc. I wish I had talked to my family sooner. So now you need to be in a negative energy deficit. Remember, input column, output column. And then you can find your energy balance, like around phase 4, and we'll talk about that. But you can look at this any way you want, like a bank account or a gas tank. We don't want your gas tank to overflow, right? We don't want you to be in a surplus with calories, period. Or like baking a cake. If you're baking a cake, I used to love cooking. I just don't make the time for it anymore, but I need to. If you're baking a cake, okay, and you don't have enough ingredients, that cake will probably be smaller. It might be like a cupcake or a muffin. If you have excess ingredients, you're going to have a much bigger cake. So We definitely do not want to have excess ingredients when we are looking to lose weight. If you have too much at the end of the day, it will create matter. If you don't have enough at the end of the day, it will get rid of matter. And that's what we want. We want your body using its own fat as energy. We want you in anabolic state. Anabolic and catabolic. Look them up. We want to be in anabolic state. Catabolic state is the state we're in it when we sleep. That's why breakfast is like break fast, like break the fast, right? So we want to be in anabolic state. Now, how much your body burns at the end of the day is how much muscle you have, bringing us back to your BMR. So what we know we need to do is maintain and build muscle. Trust me, ladies, you will not get bulky here. Bulk is more body fat anyways. We have a misconception here. The only way, and trust me when I say this, I wish I had my muscle closer. Fuck it, I'll go get it. This is muscle. This is 1 pound. The only way you will be able to build this muscle, right? Or the only way you'll get bulky, let's say that. The only way you will get bulky is you eat like a linebacker. I mean, you're just crushing food. And bulk, again, is really more fat that sits on top of the muscle. Like you look at someone, you're like, wow, they're beefy, or wow, they're bulky. That's what it is. It's fat sitting on top of the muscle. If you say, oh, they're shredded, oh, they're toned, muscle definition, right? You can only build 8 to 15 pounds. This is 1 pound, 8 to 15 of these a year. It's not a lot. And that's if you're fucking like consistent to a T, like you're 95 to 100% all the time. Like, trust me, I am trying to put so much on this on right now, naturally, okay? But I digress. Again, while we are hitting on this, muscle does not weigh more than fat. It is just more dense. As you can see, these are both 1 pound. It's just more dense. That's it. So don't say muscle weighs more than fat because that's completely inaccurate. So I want to help you out here. So all the results you see on our team page, all the results you see in this Facebook group, everyone lifts weights. Lifting weights is just as much for men as, it's just as much for women as it is for men. So let's get rid of that stigma. Muscle tissue is the organ of longevity. So let's learn how to maintain and build it for life. This is going to help you fight diseases and cancers. This is going to help you give you that sexy tone. This is going to do so much for your hormones, your hair growth, your skin clearing up, your daily energy, your sleep. Your fucking nails, everything, everything. So what we do have as women, I just said it, is hormones. And we suggest, and we'll go over panels with you, but checking those every 3 to 4 times annually, as well as in-body scans. If you have any questions on those, hormone or any kind of panels, blood panels, or in-body scans, go ahead and drop below. Now, after 30, we may go through skeletal muscle loss, which you will see inside your in-body. And in-body will show you how much skeletal muscle you have, how much you're increasing, how much fat you have, etc. This can be for many reasons on why we see skeletal muscle loss. We stop lifting, our protein intake decreases, or your calories and nutrients stay the same, but your hormones take a hit, okay? Your endocrine disruptors, right? There's so many. Again, I'm getting into something else. I have so many videos for you all this year. But when your hormones take a hit, this could mean your body is now seeing those consistent nutrients, what you've been doing for a very long time, as a surplus. That is why it's so important to not hold the same caloric amount for longer than 3 or 4 months if you're consistent, okay? That is why we do phases. That is why we do phases. And if you learn your own phases, and if you keep yourself accountable, go do it. Fucking go do it. I want everybody walking around like living their best selves. I truly want that, because I didn't always used to be this way. And I'm getting into something else right now, but I used to be over 200 pounds, miserable in my apartment, putting those It Works wraps all over my body, if you guys know what those are. And it's just not a good way to live. To put on 6 different outfits, to not want to look in the mirror, to not want to be in pictures, to question everything you're putting in your mouth. Like, not a good way to live. So consistent data is going to be huge here. Absolutely huge. If you have data within your nutrients and your nutrition, and it's January 7th. So make sure that you have data all year long. If you have data all year long, you're going to have so much to play with. And it's going to be fucking phenomenal. You're going to have a great year. So You shouldn't be tracking your almonds when you're 80 on your white porch in your rocking chair. That's my goal. I don't know if it's your guys' goal, but you shouldn't be tracking almonds when you're 80. Fuck that. Don't be cussing my name out while you're 80. No. But while you're learning how to run sustainably, dial in. If you're working with a coach, their weekly touches will be huge here. Make sure you're asking questions and be a sponge. Here's how, well, let's think of it this way. I'm gonna use my hands because you know I like to teach with my hands. So here's optimal, right? Here's like fucking Becky, who's 100% consistent all the damn time, shredded as fuck, hopping on and off stage. Okay. Here's you. Here's sustainable. That's the goal. Okay. Mindset shift. Mindset shift. Let's get sustainable. Now, picture a tall ass building. Okay. In New York somewhere, 50 stories, no, 100 stories up, tall shit. I don't even know how many stories Empire State Building is. If you do, drop it below. But picture this tall ass skyscraper. And there's many ways to get to the top. I mean, you could take the stairs, you could do the elevator. I mean, fuck, you could be, I was trying to think of another way, but you could be Spider-Man and just Spider-Man your way up, right? There's gonna be many ways to get up to that top of the skyscraper. The stairs would be your Pilates, your F45, your Orange Theory, your group classes, okay, your cycling. The most effective way would be the elevator, which is lifting. I'm sorry, I know y'all love that shit. You love all your classes, you love the community, but majority of my clients coming in who use that schedule, right? They still currently possibly do, either add weightlifting to it or switch the plan completely to fit what works. Weightlifting is needed to round your exercise regimen. It's gravity, trust it. Your body loves it. This is what your body craves. Weightlifting, pick them up. Pick them up. If you can lift heavier than what you're doing in the gym today, like I use those 2.5 pounds all the time. I go to failure all the time. I mean, you see me doing a squat and I have those bars up and I just bend forward and just like duck out of it. Like if you get used to failing on your own, you are going to be unstoppable. If you guys know me, if you've been following me for a little bit, I just had a freaking kid. I popped him out natural with no pain meds. I'm really proud of myself for that. It was a huge goal for me. And now I'm back in the gym lifting heavier than ever. And it's been 7 months. And I am not going to stop. I feel better than ever. My body's getting back to normal. Your hormones get wrecked after pregnancy. So I'm working on that this year. I was going to hit the stage. Again, this is by side story. I was going to hit the stage this year, but if I tried to go towards the stage this year, because coming out of pregnancy, I would make myself unhealthy again and like even worse. And I don't want to go that route. I want to be optimally healthy. So that's my route this year. Next year, let's talk about the stage. You know what? I want to get up there. I want to shake my ass. I want to be super fucking proud of what I'm done. Now, weightlifting is needed to round out your exercise. But think of it this way. Simplicity, the more simple, right? The KISS methodology, keep it simple, stupid, is more likely that you're going to be able to do it and stick with it. So think simple, think consistency, get rid of perfection. Your body is not craving perfection. Your body is craving consistency. So let's get out of analysis paralysis and realize what we have been doing for hundreds of years works. And it's because our bodies crave it. It's because our bodies need it. Pick up those fucking weights, eat nutrient dense foods so that your body can run optimally. And I'm talking like, I know you've heard it a couple of hair growth, daily energy, building muscle, losing fat, like optimally. Like your body's fucking happy. You can tell right now I'm happy. I'm a happy person. I'm happy when I'm healthy. If I wasn't healthy right now, I'd probably be fucking downstairs, binge watching whatever's on Netflix. Gossip Girl, I watched last time. Whatever. Back to this. Now, this brings me to the simplicity of it and consistency of it brings me to the 4 phases of the JBF framework and why these phases are I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. I'm so confident in what we provide because of how many women have gone through it. I mean, we've reversed type 2 diabetes. We've helped people lose hundreds of pounds. And I'm talking like hundreds for one person. We've helped people with Hashimoto's, any type of thyroid hormone issue. Thyroid is huge. And carbs, guys. Carbs is key for thyroid hormonal issues. Highly recommend looking into that. But my point is, I digress again. I mean, there's so much more we could do. This is going to help you. This is not only going to help you, but it's something that you can just keep repeating the rest of your life to continue to get where you want to go when it comes to events, when it comes to anything. So number one is going to be fat loss acceleration. That is phase one. Everybody should start in a deficit. We got to figure out where your body's at. Okay, so you just input like your regular food intake, and we'll make some adjustments. Now, I just take better notes on this for you all. So phase one, we need to start by shifting your mindset. Commit to the journey, not just the result. Commit to the journey. Get clear on your why. Why do you want to lose 25 pounds? This will keep you motivated, and redefine your why as many times as necessary. Plan your approach. If you have a coach, they'll plan it for you. Don't even worry about it. We do all the planning on the front end so that we're able to come to resolutions fast, no matter what you run into. Everybody's different, so we need to have a plan in place. Plan your approach, set a realistic timeline, 1 to 2 pounds per week, and small measurable goals along the way. If you do not lose 1 to 2 pounds a week, let's say you stay the same 1 week, Becky, don't worry, you probably just need to take a shit. That's probably it, or you lose some inflammation, whatever the case may be, you are not gaining weight. Fat loss is not linear. Now, eliminate the all or nothing mentality. Progress, not perfection, is the key. Phase two is going to be metabolic priming or a nutrition reset, okay? We need to clean up what we did in phase one, okay? This is where we look more into your nutritional choices and create a solid calorie deficit, but also we want to build and maintain your muscle here. Why? Because we want your BMR to go up. Let me digress a little bit. I'm coming back to phase one. Phase one, we want to see your body come to homeostasis. Homeostasis is where you get to equilibrium. Okay, it's a fancy word of saying your body is going to start telling us within biofeedback that you're becoming optimally healthy from the inside out. How we do that? Your skin's going to clear up. Your hair is going to grow more. You're going to have more daily energy. You heard me say some of this shit. You're going to sleep better. You're going to treat your husband and kids better because you, Becky, are a happier person. Okay, and that's what we want. So when we get to phase one, we get through that, you're losing inches, you're maintaining and holding on to your muscle mass because we want to keep your BMR high. Your BMR goes right in line with how much muscle you have, as a reminder. Then we move to phase two. Phase two, metabolic priming, nutrition reset. This is where we clean it up. We want to make sure that you're creating a calorie deficit, but most likely inching up into a reverse diet. Most likely, like 99% of my clients go through this, okay? This is where we are maintaining, holding, but building a little bit of muscle. Why? Because we want to metabolically prime your body to work more efficiently with us rather than against us. If your body's working with us, you're going to have a much easier ride in phase three. Much easier. And it's not, I mean, you're still going to be able to drink your margaritas, have your fucking tacos while you're in the biggest fat loss phase of your life. Because we're not like, fuck, I forgot what name I used, but we're not like Karen, who's like 100% consistent, right? We're not hopping up on stage. We're enjoying our life. We're eating our kids' food. We're going out to barbecues with our hair down. We're not stressed about this shit because we have values in place. We have values in place and we understand what our body's doing. So we're able to live a freer life, uncuffed from the diet society. Fuck does diet society. Okay, phase two. Metabolic priming. I think I had just hit on it all, pretty much, just in a snapshot. I'm going to have videos for each of these phases. I'm going to teach you how to conquer each phase. Phase three is when you are, boom, we're in it. We're in it. We're in season, y'all. We're in season. We are losing max fat. Okay. Your BMR has raised from phase one and phase two. So let's say your BMR is around 1500 in phase one. Now we're at 1700. What does that mean? You don't want to eat less than 1700 calories. Okay, because your body's going to start taking away from like your hair growth, or your skin's going to look like shit. You're going to feel like shit because you're eating less than your body has to burn, right? We don't want to be doing anything crazy like that because we're not fucking Karen who's hopping up on stage. Remember, we are not Karen. We are Becky. We are people. I think I made fun of Becky before in other videos. This is going to be fucking confusing, but hopefully we're keeping up. We are people who just want to crush life. So phase three, you're going to be in a deficit, but you're going to be in a high deficit. So you're still enjoying those margaritas, those tacos, etc. You want to prioritize your daily movement and the 5 foundational habits. 5 foundational habits. We're going to talk about in a second. So phase 3 is going to be awesome. It's going to be huge, but you really want to stay dialed in here and you want to make sure that you're making the right decisions for what your goals are, because this phase matters. You want to lose 25 pounds, do it in this phase. Do it in this phase. Cool. And then phase 4, we're just fine tuning and finding adjustments. We are making sure that it fits your lifestyle. We're making sure that you don't have to count the almonds in your pocket when you're 80. If you are not yet at your goal, right? If you are not yet there at phase 4, if you don't feel like, hey, this is not my final, but I feel really fucking good. Am I accomplished this year? Because you're not going to be able to accomplish everything. Like, let's say if you have 100 pounds to lose, you're not going to be able to accomplish everything in 4 phases. Probably not. I'm going to be straight up honest with you. I'm going to be so honest with anybody who comes through this door, because all I want to do is help. That's all I want to do is help. So if you have more that you want to tweak, that's when you think to yourself, all right, this phase 4, this is my off season. I'm going to figure out exactly what worked. I'm going to reevaluate myself. And then I'm going to start again, because you know what? These phases last a lifetime. You can do these phases as much as possible. So we're going to go over all 4 phases in really detailed videos. Stay with me. Go find these videos. Okay. Now the 5 foundational habits I just listed, I'm going to have videos on all these too. There's going to be 10 videos total. This is video 1. Nutrients, steps, water, workout, sleep. 5 foundational habits that every single person, no matter what you're going through, needs to hit on these, needs to have these dialed. If you have not hit on nutrients, you should not be moving to steps, right? If you have not finished, you get it. They all need to be consistent. Start slow, start small, work your way in. Everybody's different. I'll be breaking down everything I just did. 4 phases, 5 foundational habits, and 10 videos. This is the first one. If you follow these and if you stick with these simple steps at consistency, not perfection, you will win. Please drop any questions you have. I'm always here to help. Let's get fucking after it together. Now, to close this out, I'm going to give you 7 simple steps of what we just went over in full. Okay. Number 1, you need to set the right foundation. Get your mind right. Your mind needs to come first. If you're not dialed in, if you're not consistent, if you're not committed to yourself, you're not going to be committed to your coach or the plan. You're just going to hate yourself at the end of it because you didn't get as far as you wanted to go, because you didn't dial your mind in. Make sure your mind is dialed. If you need help, reach out to your coach. Number 2, nail down your nutrition. Nutrition is going to be a huge bang for your buck. Remember, BMR, NEAT, fucking all that shit. BMR, NEAT, thermogenic of food, and then exercise. So nutrition is so huge here. Prioritize protein and hydration. You need an effective workout plan. Remember what I said about the skyscraper. Take the elevator, do lifting, build sustainable habits, your 5 foundational, monitor progress, adjust, but also have the data within the 4 phases. 4 phases are huge. Stay consistent, stay patient, stay consistent, stay patient. If you remember anything, it's those words. Your body is going to crave consistency over perfection. Let's go, y'all. Let's fucking go, team. Get after it. Drop me any questions. I'm really excited to help you guys out. 2025, it ain't ready.